So who am I speaking with?
I'm Chris Grams. I'm the president and partner of Newkind, and I'm also the community guide on the Management Innovation Exchange, or MIX.
And you were talking about having a management hackathon. What is that?
So a management hackathon is essentially gathering together a group of people to do what they would do in the technology industry when they're trying to get an enormous amount of code written in a short amount of time, which is they want to do a hackathon. And what we do is, instead of hacking code, we're hacking management. So we're trying to get a large group of people together and collaborate on coming up with a set of management hacks that can change the old things that aren't working about our traditional management model and replace them with new things that work in an internet-enabled world.
So do you have any sort of examples of the models you're going after?
Yeah, we just finished our first pilot hackathon in the last couple of weeks, and it was a group of about 60 people from around the world who got together, and they were trying to understand how to enable communities of passion within organizations. So what we did was we went and studied communities of passion in many different places around the world, not just in organizations, but also like sports teams and anything you can think of, and tried to understand how those worked. And then once we did it, we said, well, what is it that's happening in those organizations that's not happening in our traditional organization?
And so what did you discover?
And what we discovered is there were a whole set of things about the old practices of management that were really killing passion within employees. So we used those barriers. We came up with the barriers that were stopping communities of passion from forming.
Give me examples. What was stopping the passion?
So one example of a barrier to a community of passion is when managers don't allow their employees to have their own ideas. So instead, the managers are top-down telling people what to do. And what we found is in communities of passion, the ideas were actually coming from the bottom up, or they were coming from people who were passionate about these ideas because they were their ideas. So when people were told what to do, they weren't as interested in following through, but when the ideas came from anywhere, within the organization, those people took ownership over them and started to actually implement them more successfully.
Was that a key model in the management hackathon, like people having ownership of their projects?
It was one of the key things. Is sort of the idea of autonomy really came through clearly. Is that people in communities of passion, they self-select into the process, right? In a non-organizational community of passion, you join because you want to be a part of something, not because you're getting a salary. And so one of the things we looked at is how can we apply that same principle to get people within organizations to want to be a part of a community of passion as well by self-selecting versus just doing the work they're doing because they're getting a paycheck.
If I want to get involved in the management hackathon, how do I get involved?
So in this new management hackathon, you can go to the MIX website, www.hackmanagement.com, and from there you'll see the Management 2.0 Hackathon promo. You can sign up right there, get involved, doesn't cost anything, it's free, you just go and sign up, and you start reading some of the materials and get involved right away.
Awesome, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in the hackathon.